Hello, sir. This
Hello.
is Priya Dixit,
Hi.
and welcome to UPSC Guide Talks.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to have you here right now.
Thanks for inviting me for the session.
Yeah, that's our pleasure, sir. So, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good too, sir. I think we must start with the session. And the first question from my side, from all the aspirants that everybody wants to know from a topper, is that what was your motivation? What was your greatest inspiration behind getting into civil services and being a civil servant? What was your inspiration? When did you decide for that?
Uh, I would say there was no one such trigger point when I decided to join civil services. Actually, I was just 12 years old when the first thoughts of joining civil services, of being an IAS, one day came to my mind. But then gradually, I almost forgot that dream. As 10th and 12th took place, my focus was only and only on scoring high percentages in school, which is the drawback that everybody falls into. It is a trap that everybody falls into. So somewhere down the line,
Yeah.
I completely forgot my aim. Then I joined engineering at Amity University. After the engineering, I got campus placement and I joined Accenture Bangalore. So maybe while I was working at Accenture Bangalore, that acted as a trigger. It acted as a push catalyst that because I worked there for 1 year, and I can say that it wasn't my cup of tea because I wasn't getting that excited about the job that I was doing. I wasn't impacting enough lives. So suddenly I recalled my forgotten dream, and also my friends pushed me. My girlfriend, who is now my wife, she played a major role in doing so. So yeah, that's it. That was the moment, and as soon as my bond period was over in Accenture, I quit my job and came to Delhi to prepare for civil services.
Now, sir, actually, that takes a lot of courage to go into civil services when you're going to prepare, leaving all the job and everything aside, and then looking at your journey, which right now maybe some of them must not be knowing, but I know that you have faced a lot, and it was too much for a person to tell all aspirants about your story that was there and all that you faced at that time. It will be really inspiring for all of us, actually.
So you want me to tell my whole journey in?
Yeah, please, because I was really inspired when I read about it. I was not just for UPSC aspirants, but for everybody, the way you kept all that perseverance and patience.
Okay. So I'm always, fond of numbers, and there is a line full of numbers that what it has happened itself. So it reads like this: 6 years, 5 attempts, 4 interviews, 3 selections, 2 time IRS, and one time I failed pre, 2 time IPS, 1 time IRS, and once I failed pre and could not get into IS even once. So when I see this, I had to do it because I had no other option. I quit my job of IT in 2012. In my first attempt, I reached interview round but did not get my name in final list. In 2014, I got into IPS. The training began in December 2015, and I was injured within first 10-14 days of training. So, but then I somehow continued for 3 months. After that, I took leave from training, and I had already written mains exam of 2015. So I came back from National Police Academy in March 2016, and result of 2015 came in May, and I again got selected into IPS. So knowing my medical condition, knowing the ligament injury that I had, and later on I was detected with osteoarthritis. So doctors all over India, wherever I went, advised that IPS is not my cup of tea because I won't be able to complete training. Even if I do on base by steroids and injections and all, I won't be able to serve well. So they clearly mentioned that change of service is the only option for you. So when an outsider looks at my journey, they might feel like he has faced a lot and all, but then uh, I have lived that thing, and I can clearly say that I had no other option but then to clear civil services again. But then a mishap happened in 2016 when I failed prelims. So that thing really pushed me back. Uh, so to come up from a failure in prelims in 2016, even after getting IPS twice, that was a major, challenge for me. And then 2016 taught me a lot. In 2017, I studied like a beginner would study. I solved 43 papers and all. I revised each and every single line of newspaper, current affairs, made my own notes again. So in the end, I got my best rank of my UPSC journey, that is 173, and I took IRS.
I mean, that is so inspiring. Really, not just for UPSC aspirants, I think for everybody. Like the way you faced it all and giving your 100% and still not getting what you want. Like you got it, but then it was somehow not, just some far from you, a little far from you. That yes, I wanted this, and you got it, and then again you had to prepare for it. It is really inspiring. So, how would you like to address all the people that are watching this session right now? How must they just keep the spirit on, like to move on from all the difficult situations, be it UPSC, be it going to mains or interview and then coming back, because lots of people are not able to handle all this pressure, and you really just did it really well. So how would you like to address them? Just some advice.
I'll narrate the incident that happened with me myself. So as I told, in first attempt I reached interview round, but could not get my name in final list. So the day results were out, I was obviously crying. So the place where I used to live, I am from Delhi, but still for preparation I stayed in 𝗿𝗂𝗰𝗵 hostel because back then I believed that preparation from home isn't possible. But then it is false. It is possible from home also. So the hostel warden told me, he was a senior guy. He had seen guys like me come and go. He was experienced. So he told me, अरे UPSC है, ऐसे नहीं होता, एक बार में नहीं होता. मतलब it is true that aspirants can clear in first attempt. I have seen my friends clearing in the very first attempt. They do not only hard work, but then they are lucky. Luck is a huge factor as far as UPSC goes. Not many would say, they'll say that it is a sheer hard work, but then luck matters a lot, because at the end of the day, it is a matter of 15 or 20 marks. You might get into a good service or you will be out of the list. So my advice is keep persistent. Do not look at the end goal. Focus on minute preparation details. Focus on every single day. Do not look at the end result, because you might get bogged down, because it is very challenging to compete with 10 lakh people, then coming into 18,000, then 3,000, and then in the final list. If you look at that way, you will add pressure on yourself. So my advice is just make a daily timetable, make a target. Say I used to read 70 pages per day of any book. Like Lakshmikant, I would read 70 pages, or Spectrum 70 pages. So just make that target. Beat yourself every day. Your next day you should be reading 71 or 72 or 75 pages. So that is the way to keep going about it. Even my roommate who is in IPS, so he also gave many attempts time and again. He was my roommate in that hostel. We were a group of 4 people. Each of us are in various services now. So that also matters. You should have a core study group, a small study group, to keep you motivated throughout your journey.
Okay, so First of all, congratulations to all of you that
Thank you.
now you are here
Thank you.
inspiring us all. And that is what is necessary, that people must have friends. They must not leave friends, but they should know whom to carry on with and who not. Because there are certain negative people who are always telling you that, yes, it is UPSC, nahi ho paega, it takes like lots of attempts and everything, but you must always carry on with the good ones, the positive ones. So I had this question in my mind that in your last attempt, I read your blog. I
Okay.
read your blog and I read there that in last attempt you finally chose IRS IT.
I could not hear the question. Net is weak.
Okay, now am I audible?
It's getting disconnected again.
Right now, am I audible?
You're audible, but then the video quality is not that good.
Okay, I can see you. Uh, Okay, if I'm audible,
Yeah.
then at least I can deliver my
Yeah.
question right now. That I had this question. You got into IRS, I see it. I think it was the destined service for you, and destiny wrote it for the service for you. But then, in your past few attempts, you did not even fill this choice of IRS in your previous attempts, as per the blog, I guess.
No, it's not true. It was for IFS. IFS was never my dream. Uh, IS used to be my first choice. IPS was always my second choice, and IRS was third choice. But then, having been selected to IPS choice, not able to complete the training, so I could not opt for IPS. Uh, I did not want to opt for only two services, IES and IRS, so that is why I opted for IFS. No hard feelings against my IFS friends, but then it wasn't my choice ever. I wanted to stay in country.
Okay. That's good. But then you just mentioned in that blog, which is like literally a thing in amongst these UPSC aspirants, that they always, once they are into IRS, they go for preparation, then they choose IPS, and then you just turned it like other way and you came to IRS after IPS. So now in present times, don't you feel like you miss something or some regrets or guilts? Like,
Mm,
this can be really useful for the people that yes, if they get into something and then they face a lot of things. And I mean, is it really a thing that you are IPS and from IRS people just go for preparing that no, I don't want this, I want something better? So how do you feel right now about it?
See, somewhere I see it as a blessing in disguise because not many would get chance to clear civil services thrice. Not many would get chance to have four interviews.
It's a huge, huge thing, yeah.
Also, there are things that they are simply not in your hands, so you should not worry about those. Like, I was able to clear twice, and there was a joke among my friends itself that तू पेपर निकाल लेता है ट्रेनिंग निकाल ले तो तेरे लिए ट्रेनिंग ज्यादा मुश्किल है पेपर आसान है तो उल्टा होता है so I took it lightly. I took it as a positive that yes, I have the talent to clear exam whenever I sit. Whenever I attempt the exam, I know I would clear it. So no hard feelings. I tried my best. Some things happen. Some things are destined to happen in particular way. This is one of them. Also, say if I was IPS, if I was working, if I never attempted again, I wouldn't have written two books. I wouldn't have made my own blog. I wouldn't be on Quora. So many things came towards my way only because I was bedridden because of my injury. When I was injured in 2016, that was the time when I started my blog. That was the time when I joined Quora and all. So today the blog has over 15 lakh views and people tell me that your notes are good, and also it is very satisfactory feeling.
Exactly. So that is what your like from your side. This is a message to all the aspirants that whatever happens, happens for good.
Yeah.
So just accept things as they come, and there is always something good waiting for you.
See,
When you have tried your best, you have given your best. There is
there is
always something good
there is
waiting for you.
always a lot to worry about in life. Stress is rocket high these days. So we should think
Yeah.
about things, only those things which are in our hand, and not about the things like injury had to happen, it happened, and I could not complete training, so I cannot stress about it for lifetime. I had to move on. Thankfully, I was able to move on.
That's good, sir. And like right now, the prelims have been shifted from May 31st to October 4, and people are going like, I don't know what to do. My all plans are disrupted. Sare plans kharab ho gaye hain, and everything is spoiled. Now I cannot prepare, and some people even have their last attempt this time. So people are depressed. They are kind of stressed out right now. So can you please just give a strategy or some message to them that how should they go about it for the prelims? That because this has happened for the first time, nobody knew, and with all these situations, this extreme situations going on right now, it is very difficult for the aspirants, I think, to go in a positive manner, in the same manner as they were doing before.
See, for a serious candidate, I would again say that take it as a blessing. You have nothing to lose. If you were serious about your preparation, if you were preparing for prelims and mains since last 1 year, then this delay in exam does not uh, downgrades you, does not pull you back. So, uh, and also it is a true blessing for those who started late, say who had only 5 months of preparation, and now they are having 3 extra months. So in all, aspirants should not worry about the delay in exam. It is a blessing for each and everyone. If somebody was preparing for last 1 year and now he or she has extra 3 months, my advice would be to focus on mains, focus on optional, focus on static portion of mains like world history or ethics or essay. Sharpen your skill of mains. Anyway, according to original timetable, there were 109 days between pre and mains, and now they are reduced to around 95. So aspirants are having less
Yeah.
time for mains this year. So they should focus right now on mains. My advice would be that for next 20 odd days, focus on mains, and then you can restart your prelims preparation.
Okay. I think that I hope that is helpful for you, for all the people, like right now watching this session. Now I want to ask about ethics. Now, ethics is one subject which can be really problematic for the ones like GS is something people prepare from books. They know the books, they know the material, and they can go for it. They know the syllabus. Ethics is something that they have to get it from their inside. They want to know that what is it all about. And you have also written a book named as Decode Ethics. And I think you will be the right person to guide all those people who feel that ethics is something very scary and how will you go about it. Because I read a few messages from the aspirants at what they want to ask you, and a lot of people were worried about ethics and how to prepare, how to go about it, what strategy, what kind of mind they should keep for preparing for ethics. So just can
So
you please brief?
to start with, I'll say that treat it as just another subject of GS. Do not overthink that it is ethics, it is related to philosophy or socio. It is not the case. It is also a subject of GS. And I don't know why people face challenges per se in ethics, because it is the only paper apart from essay where you can attempt for 250 marks. You can write anything that you want, you will get marks. Some will get high marks, some will get low marks. But then, bearing 2016, when some static questions were asked in ethics like John Rawls and Weber, not a lot of static questions have been asked, not a lot of theoretical questions have been asked. these are application based questions, you can easily tackle them. So the problem starts when people start writing too much of theory in ethics. Like they'll write
Yeah.
too much of thinkers, too much of theory, they'll explain the theories. For example, say if there is a question, what is the applicability of be the change you want to see in society? So aspirants make a mistake here that they focus from top to bottom on Mahatma Gandhi. But then this is not what UPSC has asked. Treat it as a GS question. In GS, I always advise that write 10 points for 10 marker question, 15 points for 15 mark question. In ethics, it is not possible to write so many points, but then write in points, write 5 or 6 points in ethics. Now, the catch here is use theory, but only as a passing reference. Do not focus on theory. Your focus must be on examples. Now, examples can be taken from n number of sources. So I used to make my own example from current affairs, from world events like Olympics, from my personal life, say the challenges that I faced in police training after that. So personal life instances, like you can write examples from something might have happened on the day of UPSC medical. So that way you can innovate and write real life examples. Also, uh, draw diagrams. Be innovative. Try to gain edge over your other candidate. It is very widely known these days that diagrams are important. Diagrams fetch good marks, but still not many are drawing it. I don't know why. It is not a secret. It is not a rocket science anymore. Back in 2014, it used to be a secret sort of thing that draw diagram, you will get more marks. But then 6 years have gone by. Everybody knows that drawing diagrams will fetch you more marks. Still, people are not drawing. So just try to be innovative, try to use terms of ethics, try to use keywords, but do not elaborate too much on theory. Keep the answers application based. So that is my mantra for ethics.
So, okay, so I think it is all about being aware what is going around you when you're reading the newspaper, when you're just going through things in your life. Okay, so I think this is it. Now, something I read from your blog again, I think it will sum it all up, whatever session we had today. It was written in your blog that this shall too pass, and success is not permanent, failure is momentary too. I think this is it. Now, this should be everybody's mantra, looking at the current situation or be it whatever situation they are going through. So thank you, sir, and thank you for being here. It's a pleasure that you were here. You told about all your experiences, how you kept your patience, how you just kept this perseverance thing, and you told about ethics, how to go about it when a lot of aspirants are so confused. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank,
much. Okay,
thank you.
sir. Good
Good
night.
night. Good night.
Thank you.